The tactic you're about to see in today's video is absolutely insane. It allowed for Norwich City to win the championship on 119 points, helped Fenerbahce to a treble which included their first continental trophy, and it brought a treble to AC Milan as well. So as you can tell from the three teams I just mentioned, tested today's tactic with AC Milan, Norwich City, and Fenerbahce. Norwich City won the championship, like I just previously mentioned, and they had 112 goals scored in the league while only conceding 24, which just so happened to have them not only in first for most goals scored, but also for first and fewest goals conceded, while they had 29 clean sheets as well. Josh Sargent led the league in goals while he was joint first with Ross Stewart, both of them scoring 35. For most assists, Gabriel Sara had 27, and he also led the league for most key passes with 220, which was almost 100 more than second place Jack Harrison. Now overall, they had 4 double-digit goal scorers, Josh Sargent having 38, Onel Hernandez and Borja Sainz, and Milo Rashica all on 13, and 2 players in double-digit assists, which Gabriel Sara had 28, and Onel Hernandez with 10. Now at Fenerbahce won their league on 95 points, also scoring 112 goals, and they conceded 26, which once again, just like Norwich City, had them in first for most goals scored in the league, and in first for fewest conceded, which also saw them dominate some of the key categories in the player overview. Edin Dzeko led the league with 40 goals, Dusan Tadic led the league in most assists with 19, and Ryan Kent was joint second with 14. Edin Dzeko had most player of the match performances with 12, and Dusan Tadic had the most key passes in the league with 140. Like I said earlier, they completed a treble by not only winning the league and the Super Cup, but they also won the Europa Conference League. And how the squad performed overall was absolutely incredible. They had 6 players in double-digit goals, one being Edin Dzeko on 58 goals, Dusan Tadic had 31, Josh King with 19, Mert Yandas with 14, Ryan Kent with 13, and Rodrigo Bachao with 10. They also had 6 players in double-digit assists, one of those being, once again, Dusan Tadic with 32, Ryan Kent with 18, Irfan Cankaveci with 11, and 3 players on 10, those being Nazem Sangari, Joshua King, and Mr. Edin Dzeko. Now AC Milan, they also won the league, and they won it on 85 points due to poor form at the end of the season, so they could have easily broken that 90-point threshold, but they had 93 goals scored for, and 34 against. Their performance in the league saw them dominate a majority of the key player categories, such as most goals. Olivier Giroud scored 40 goals within the league. Rafael Leao was joint top in the league for most assists with 10, and Ismail Benasser had 9. Olivier Giroud and Rafael Leao both in there for most player of the match performances. Ismail had the most key passes in the league with 160. And Theo Hernandez had the most dribbles made in the league with 167. And one stat that I have not brought up that all 3 teams actually were kind of right around was possession percentage. They all basically averaged 60% possession, which is pretty darn good. Now, overall for AC Milan, Olivier Giroud had 48 goals on the season, Leao with 17, Ruben Loftus-Cheek with 14, and Christian Pulisic with 10. Assist-wise, there were a lot more contributors there. Christian Pulisic had 14, Rafael Leao and Ismail both on 12. Ruben Loftus-Cheek had 11, and 2 players had 10, with Tiani Reinders and Alexis Salesmakers both on 10. And the league wasn't the only trophy that they came away with. They also won the Coca-Cola Super Cup, and they also won the Champions League over PSG by a score of 3-0 in the final. So now that we've gone over all the numbers, what does the tactic actually look like? It is the 4-2-3-1 Joker V2, which for those that have been around my channel for a while, earlier this year I released the original version of this tactic, and it was one of my better ones. This one is even better. Features an advanced forward on attack up top, an inverted winger on attack on the left, an attacking midfielder on attack behind the striker, inside forward on attack on the right wing, a deep line playmaker on support, and ball-winning midfielder on support in the defensive midfield roles. You got 2 wingbacks on support, either side of 2 central defenders on defend, and a sweeper keeper on support. The advanced forward on attack has shoot more often added. The inverted winger on attack on the left side has cross more often, crosses aimed at center, and shoot more often. The attacking midfielder on attack has take more risks, crosses aimed near posts, shoot more often, and move into channels. The inside forward on attack has crosses aimed at center and shoot more often. The deep line playmaker on support has tackle harder. The ball winning midfielder on support was left as is. Both wingbacks on support have crosses aimed at center and shoot more often. Both central defenders on defend were left as is, and the sweep keeper on support also left as is. Mentality-wise, I definitely suggest playing this with a positive mentality or going with an attacking mentality. If your team is not up to par with some of the best out there, maybe go balanced, but this tactic is definitely meant to be played with a positive or attacking mentality because you want to score goals, you want to win trophies. Now when we're in possession, we have a fairly narrow attacking width. We overlap on the left and right and play out from the defense. We use low crosses in the final third. We work the ball into the box, slightly shorter passing directness and a slightly higher tempo. When in transition, we counter press and counter, distribute quickly to the fullbacks and center backs, aka distribute to the defense. When we're out of possession, we have a high press line of engagement and a standard defensive line, with more often trigger press, and we trap to the outside. If you'd like to give this tactic a go and download it for yourself, I'll be linking my Discord down below in the description. That is where you'll be able to download the tactic from. But now that we've gone over all the numbers and the tactic itself, let's see how it performs within the match engine. Well, one thing I can definitely tell, and I'm sure that you can tell from the match engine, is that this plays absolutely incredible. It was beautiful what AC Milan was able to do against PSG. Then you have Fenerbahce putting 6 past Aston Villa. Of course, they had to go to extra time to win the Europa Conference League, but 6-4 win over a Prem side, that's pretty impressive. And then also, Norwich City, they looked really, really good. It shows the playmaking ability that is within this tactic. So, like I said earlier, if you guys wish to give this a go, there will be a link to my Discord down below in the description where you guys will be able to download it from. And why not, while you're at it, check out the playlist that I'm putting on screen right now, which has all my tactics from this year for FM23.